Welcome to Mrs. Peach Thrifty Living. If you've seen me in this outfit, yes, you did. I just completed another video, and this is my second one. I'm hoping to have the other one up today, and this one will come up tomorrow, and that's the plan. To get started, I just want to say be sure and like, subscribe, come back every time, and I wanted to show you these little ink pens that I did, like one bunch of flowers at Dollar Tree, and then I made these ink pens. And you put them all, and you always know where an ink pen is. Okay, today I'm going to be telling you, it's number 21, A Glimpse of My Life. And in our last video, I told you about me finding out that I was pregnant. That was a shock and a surprise. I was 4 months pregnant, not just one or a few weeks. So surprising about it, we had been married almost 6 years. My husband had had a vasectomy soon after we got married because we had decided we were a little bit too old to get started on raising another family. Now, you have to remember, my husband had never had children before. He had been married before and had stepchildren, and he loved those kids. He really did. He always loved kids. And then remember, I already had a daycare started, and he just loved children. I told you in the last video about us thinking about and almost adopting a little boy. So be sure and go back and watch the last video, and if you want, go watch the whole playlist. They're all in there. Well, with that being said, you know, this was such a surprise to my husband, surprise to me too. But, you know, when something like that happens, he started thinking like, okay, has she been faithful? What's happening? And he knew in his heart of hearts that I had been faithful. But, you know, those are natural thoughts, and I really feel like the devil really makes them even bigger in your mind. And so he would struggle with that from time to time. You know, I offered to have the test to show the, what is it, DNA test that you would show, but he didn't really want to, and he really knew that that was his baby. A few years later, I have to say, his sister showed him a picture of him as a baby, and it was just like, okay, that's my son. And he knew it already, but you know how your mind plays tricks. So soon after we found out, we had a camping trip planned that was just him and I. And so during this time at our camping trip, we just thought and planned and dreamed about having our precious little baby. It was a whole new world we were stepping in. It was so long ago that I'd had my other children, that and Richard had not had any, so it was very good time. Dreaming a lot, thinking a lot of our little son. Well, our baby. We didn't know that it was a son or a daughter. When we got home from camping, we started setting up our nursery, and we had the extra bedroom then because both of the kids had gotten married. We set the nursery up really cute and had everything we needed for our baby. The daycare, so that was still in place, and you remember we had our little foster son that we talked about adopting, and I backed out. So go back and watch that video, and I hope I'm not repeating myself, because I did one and I didn't push the button, and so I'm doing it again. So sometimes these things are kind of complicated. Later on, we had another camping trip planned, and we went up in the hills. It was by a lake, and there was several campsites along there. It was a little closer to town than some of the places we camped before. Have our tent trailer, so we was camping in a tent trailer. Richard started getting this squeezing pressure in his chest, and he didn't he'd never had a heart attack. He didn't know what it was, and maybe it was indigestion for all he knew. And we kept waiting, and I'd say, well, maybe we should call the doctor. Maybe we should do this. And he said, no, let's just wait. So come morning, we called the doctor because it had not let up. And the doctor said, get him right here. And of course, he didn't want him driving. I've never pulled a trailer before. I never did drive a lot. I mean, I drove, but not any more than I had to. He insisted he hooked that trailer up. Of course, I was helping every which way I could. And we got in the truck and drove to the doctor. It was about a 2-hour drive. Him driving and me praying. Well, we made it to the doctor, and they hooked him up to whatever, the EKG or whatever they're testing him, and they said, get him to the hospital. We went over to the hospital. I don't know whether he went by ambulance or not. And they checked him out, that they called it. But they said that he had damage to his heart and that he needed to have surgery, and they was going to send him to the big city to have surgery. And that evening, our pastor and our friend Mike Chipchase came in and prayed for him. Of course, everybody else was praying for him also. Richard said he felt this warm feeling come over him, and and he started feeling better. And so come in the middle of the night, I mean, he was just doing fine. So next morning they was ready to send him to the next city by ambulance to get the surgery done. And he said, no, I feel like the Lord healed me last night. I want you to check me again. Give me that test again. It'd be way cheaper than me going, the test would be cheaper than a surgery. So they did. And they come back with the results where his heart had gotten black from the damage. It was a brighter red than before. God had healed him. And let me say, for years after that, the doctor wanted him to continue to take a pill. And he did for a long time. He took that pill, and he seen the doctor regularly. And everything was fine. He never had any more heart trouble after that. And he seen this doctor, Dr. Chin, up till his death. And I still see the same doctor. He's a wonderful doctor, and I mean, I can't tell you why he had so many other health problems later in life, but that was wonderful. Just go ahead and say that after a few years of him taking that pill, he finally says, why do I need this pill? And the doctor said, no, you don't need that pill. And here we are, still getting ready to have our baby. We had a miracle. And we were free to continue our lives of expecting our baby. Hubby went back to work, and at his work, he had found favor, and they loved him, and he loved them at his job. He was a custodian at a school. Sometimes he would even go in and read to the kids at school, read to them, so that was fun. The teachers got together and decided to give him a baby shower. So that was awesome. We got so many wonderful, nice gifts in the shower. And then the ladies of our church gave me a baby shower. Remember, we didn't have baby clothes. We didn't have baby things that you would need for a baby. And he was, well, we didn't know it was a he or a she. I don't think we had the test at the time. Here we were ready and getting more and more excited for the birth of our one and only child together, my third child. So I'm going to leave you there. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got lots more to come, the ups and downs of life, and God's been so good. And I want you to know, Jesus still heals today. So if you need a miracle, don't forget, you can ask him. And Some miracles come in different ways. Sometimes it's like instant. Sometimes it's over a period of time. Sometimes it's just, you just don't know how it's going to be, but God still cares about you and will take care of you. Please come back next time. I pray God blesses you special. And let's see. Like, subscribe, share, comment, and I'll see you next time.